Okay, it is April 8th, 2015, 8:46 a.m. calling Sue Ann Groover, Superintendent of the Prior Lake Savage School District.
Morning, Prior Lake Savage School.
Yeah, is Superintendent Sue Ann Groover in today?
She is, but she's not here yet. Would you like her voicemail, or can somebody else help you, or?
Are you Martha?
I am.
Yeah, this is Terry Nemmers. I called you back on March 31st of 2015. I was informing you about Superintendent Gronseth, that criminal from Duluth, who has a history of illegally withholding free electronic information from not only me, but school board member Art Johnston. Well, anyhow, first of all, I'd like to thank you. You actually did send me all that free electronic information that you said you were going to that same day, so I appreciate that. And that's why I called up, is to give you an update. I was informing the superintendent and you that I had made a similar data request for the affidavit of candidacy to the Duluth School District and, to School Board Chair Punyko. And, of course, neither School Board Chair Punyko nor Superintendent Gronseth have provided me that free electronic information. Certainly not. They haven't even responded to my data request, unlike you who responded that exact same day, which again I appreciate. So I saw that apparently the superintendent was on my website yesterday. My tracking software indicates someone was on there from your school district at 2:55 p.m. on April 7th. So I just figured that since all that information wasn't up on my internet or up on my blog, that you'd want to have that kind of update. So I'm sure you want to do due diligence in your search for the new superintendent, which of course, again, if you want a common criminal, then Bill Gronseth is your man. So that's why I wanted to know if Superintendent Groover was in, so I could ask her, she found what she was looking for, and if she needed that update, because I would gladly leave that on her voicemail. And if she's actually sent copies of those messages, which I do have up on the internet, up on my YouTube channel at Arrested Judge Kit. She's sent them to the board members so they can listen to them for their search for the new superintendent. Are you still there?
Yes. What did you want me to do?
Well, I'd like to be placed in Superintendent Groover's voicemail, please.
Okay, one moment.
Thank you. I wonder what's going on. I don't hear us being transferred. Wednesday, April 8th, 2015, 8:50 a.m.
Thanks for waiting. For some reason, I cannot get you through to her voicemail. Can I take your number and have her call you back?
Yeah, that's fine. It's Terry, T-E-R-R-Y, Nemmers, N as in Nancy, E, M as in Mary, M as in Mary, E-R-S, and my phone number is 320-283-5713.
Okay, I will have her call you. Thank you.
She's going to call me today, then?
Circumstances in which the school board did not vote to waive the attorney-client privilege. Secondly, Mr. Welty has been advised on several occasions of the importance of data privacy. The above described conduct demonstrates that Mr. Welty abdicated his responsibilities as a member of the school board in favor of his personal interest.
Okay, then you would move that.
Second.
Seconded by Member Welty. The motion for the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly seconded by Member Welty, and upon a roll call, We will have a vote, but first we are going to have discussion. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded for the motion. Member Johnston.
I see what's going on here again. I see our attorney sitting up there making it as $25,000 or $3,000 for this trip up here. I also understand that he was the one that recommended that we throw in the racist comment for me and the charges against me.
That's out of order. Let's just stick with the resolution.
Well, since this attorney has also drafted this one, I think he's suspecting that when he's making $25,000 to $3,000, it's pretty disgusting. I think people in this community should know how much money we're paying attorneys. We paid him, I believe, $60,000 this year. At least $20,000 went against me. Who knows how much this is going to be after that? So I think the public should know that the attorney that's representing this district is actually an ambulance chaser. He's going everything he can, throwing things like racist comments.
Please do not resort to it.
I do have to
finish up?
Yes, I do. I'm going to make a motion to delete and substitute this amendment.
No,
yes, I am.
Motion, you can
I'm making a motion to delete and substitute.
Okay.
Okay, this is the resolution that I'm substituting. 1. Resolution, investigation of the district lack of compliance with Government Data Practices Act. Whereas on February 26, 2013, a request was submitted to Independent School District 709, St. Louis County, concerning increases in cost of the long-range facility plan, soft costs of the long-range facility plan, the soft costs, change orders, energy and sustainability designs, and compliance with that. This request has only been partially, almost not at all, complied with. Whereas on April 24, 2014, this request was submitted to Independent School District 709 concerning change orders between ISD 709 and Johnson Controls Incorporated. Whereas on August 11, 2014, a request was submitted to Independent School District 709, St. Louis County, requesting all emails, documents, memos, notes, call logs, and meetings involving any school board member, any attorneys, the superintendent and his cabinet containing Art Johnston or Jane Bushy from September 5, 2013 to the present. Whereas August 18, 2014, a request was submitted to Independent School District 709, requesting all communication between ISD 709, attorney Kevin Rupp, Flinsky, Mark, and Johnson, and any contacts with the firm Flinsky, Mark, and Johnson containing to the investigation looking into allegations concerning member Art Johnston, and the fact that ISD has not responded to that request. Whereas on August 18, 2014, a request was submitted to Independent School District 709, requesting all communications, including emails, memos, documents, notes, call logs, and meetings between the Independent School District 709, superintendent or his cabinet, including staff, including Lincoln Park Middle School administration, and any school board members concerning the elimination of community outreach program, and the fact that ISD has not responded to that request. Whereas on September 2nd, 2014, a request was submitted to Independent School District 709 requesting all communication between its employees, elected officials, agents of Independent School District 709 on one hand, the officers, employees, agents at Johnson Controls on the other hand, concerning the subject matter of change orders entered into between ISD 709 and Johnson Controls dated January 13th, 2012 and November 30th, 2009. And the fact that ISD has not responded to that request. Therefore, be it resolved, the school board hereby authorizes an investigation into why these Government Data Practices Acts have not been complied with the investigation to be conducted by the law firm Dryle, Swilarski, Knudsen, and Parmerville, LT.
Second. It's been seconded by Member Welty. All in favor, say aye.
Mr. Chairman, this requires discussion.
Okay, discussion. Loeffler-Kemp, did you want to discuss this or?
No, not this.
Okay, we'll stick to the amendment. Member Sliga-Punko, didn't want to hit your button?
I just wanted to discuss the resolution.
We'll go to that. And Member Johnston.
Sure. The reason I'm doing this is that I think that it's important that the public know, and also other school board members that pretend they don't know, that this school administration, the superintendent, staff of this administration, including school board, have repeatedly violated the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act with no impunity whatsoever, without even responding. I think I listed 6 of these. I had one brief thing. I got one paragraph back on the other one. Other one said, "Oh, we'll respond here any time." It's been 3 months. Other one has been over a year. And I think that to have this board go forward with such outlandish actions against a board member when they themselves repeatedly violate the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act is really unconscionable. And so I'm asking people to vote for this. If they want to have this district comply with Government Data Practices Act, that we should vote in favor of this amendment to finally make things right in this district.
Member Welty? I find this a very surprising and interesting amendment. I do not predict that it will pass, but it has to do with the subject of the first resolution, which is information, what should be made available to the public. The original resolution calls for the censure of me for releasing information, and I'll have comments to make should this amendment fail. But I do think that Member Johnston has made a very good point. This school district, administration, school board, has lived and died by the withholding of information on the assumption that any bad information whatsoever is looking backwards. And I have been aware of many requests by Art Johnson over the course of 4 years, and before him 2 years worth of Gary Glass's requests, and they have been routinely denied. And when people are routinely denied access to what should be public information, for instance, where $84 million of public spending went on soft costs, it leads to suspicions. And this is a school district, it is desperately in need of building trust with the public. And I have sympathized with Art Johnson, even when I was not terribly happy with him a few years ago, because he has constantly asked for information, such as these most recent examples, which should be made available made available to him at some reasonable way, perhaps with some charges, but he has constantly been denied. And yet I have been called on the carpet because I have, I think, quite reasonably been found guilty, or will soon be found guilty. I'll find myself guilty of releasing information that I know I should not have released. In fact, I intend to vote for the censure motion, although there are some points of it I would like to ask about. But I do think Member Johnson is, and I will reiterate, completely right in making a point that when the school board acts in a capricious fashion and only releases that data which it wants to and actively encourages the administration to withhold other public data from a minority, it is not acting in the best interests of our community, our schools, or our children.
Member Johnston?
Sure, I'd just like to add to that. Mr. Wulf, you reminded me of an issue that we got that was written by our attorney Rupp, that sent out by Bill Hansen to us on the cover letter of this 67-page report about me. And it said anybody violating such Data Practice Act request of the Minnesota Government Data Practice Act is liable for a $15,000 fine. Of course, I've been waiting to have the superintendent be given a fining himself $15,000, and also remember here 2 months ago when our Human Resource Director violated Data Practice Act talking about my marital status and an employee's marital status. I've been expecting to get $15,000 or $30,000 the school shouldn't be having now, so I'm certainly looking forward to that. And I'm saying that somewhat facetiously because knowing this board and the superintendent, this administration, that certainly probably won't happen. But it should be happening. So instead, this board is going after Member Welty for a censorship thing. He's already admitted publicly that maybe that wasn't such a good thing to say. But I think that here we have blatant things where our own financial director says that people, two people that I mentioned, not Mr. Welty, should be given $15,000 fines, and nothing is happening whatsoever. It's been very surprising that nothing happens. But yet I hear on Saturday morning that, hey, we're going to have suddenly a meeting on Monday. I think it was done in the just of Christmas spirit, so that was really nice. I think that I would also like to make, again, on this one, I think that here, if we have an investigation into the superintendent, I think that is long, long overdue. And I think this would get us back on the right track as a board to have transparency and moving forward, finally, to have some accountability and transparency that these people in this community are really getting a little bit tired of going after the superintendent and 5 or is it 3 board members going after other ones. I think it's really unconscionable, and it would be a good statement finally to make to the public that yes, we're going to finally do something right and have an investigation into the superintendent.
Member Welty?
Thank you, Member Johnston. I guess I would make this comment. If it is true, and I suspect it is, that the Director of Human Relations and the Superintendent have released data private information, then I am in very good company indeed.
All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. All opposed say aye. No.
No.
Okay. Let's do this one more time. There's a motion to amend. All in favor of amending the motion, or of the amendment motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. No. That fails 2 to 5. Okay, we'll vote